Welcome to the Elite Podcast, where we discuss business, family, and life. Now, welcome to your hosts, Mr. H. Rod himself, Henry Rodriguez, and Ryan Arditi, the SCV MVP.
What's up, podcast world? We are back with the exclusive Elite X podcast with I'm gonna have to get used to saying my co-hosts, plural. Now that the voice is in, we can show his face and he's out there, and
this is like a real thing now.
It's a real thing. That's weird.
We're official?
Yeah. Why do we even need Ryan now?
Wasn't he just affiliated until I got back?
You were affiliated for a year.
All right.
I make this thing run.
Just kidding, kind of. Again, we're back with the exclusive Elite X podcast. And, dude, we have a lot going on right now, huh?
Oh, man, all kinds of things.
So we're in the middle of our 75 hard. 60-day hard.
You guys have been hard for a long time, man.
We stay hard.
Jeez,
we stay hard.
Louise,
so,
man.
Christian, this is our 5th year doing it.
Correct.
Right? Yes. You dragged me to doing this thing 5 years ago, man. And why don't we talk about our journey a little bit?
Sure.
And then we can talk about Ryan's lack of commitment and consistency along the way.
I'm still hard, though. Okay?
Let's different type of hard. Right? Let's talk about 75 hard, though.
Yeah, let's do it. 5 years ago we started, and you jumped right in with me as well too. And I think what it has done is created consistency and we've gone so far in just that 75 days every single year. It's kind of just catapulted us to where we're at today.
I couldn't agree more.
Right,
yeah.
It's been really cool. It's just to sit back and watch what we've done in the last 5 years.
Yep. So for the people who don't know what 75 Hard is, why don't we share with them what the actual program is and what it entails?
Sure. So it's a progress photo every day, a gallon of water.
I really don't like the progress photo, but I know.
You gotta take a picture?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
This
picture.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And then we gotta do 2 workouts, 45 minutes long. One of them must be outside. 10 pages of a book, which has got to be a nonfiction book or a self-help business book. And why do I? Oh, and then you have to stick to a diet with no alcohol.
The biggest, the no alcohol.
That makes you guys really fun. Yeah, it's very exciting.
I feel like we're at a point, and maybe I'm just speaking to myself. Like I have no problem going out and having a good time without alcohol anymore.
Oh, you're fun.
Which is definitely.
I mean, I know you don't, but your friends do.
So this is the first year where I could actually agree with you. I would almost not want to go out because I wasn't drinking, but now I'm like, I'm actually a good time. Right.
Yeah, he was a good time.
All right.
I made him drink non-alcoholic, remember? Henry's doing 75 soft, so we're fine.
So I'm doing 60 days, okay? So the last couple years, I've done the entire 75 alongside Christian. But now we're doing this for the 5th year in a row, I'm going to change it up a little bit and just go 60 days because the 75 days goes through, because we start January 1st. We rip it off like a Band-Aid. We wake up hungover from New Year's Eve, right? And we start sober on January 1st. So that'll take us through March 15th, 16th-ish, right around there. But my birthday's March 9th. So I'm going to start going out just to March 1st, and then I'll start socially drinking again. But I actually look forward to it every single year. Same. And I've shared this with you many times in the past, that for me, doing this program, and I will likely do it for the rest of my life, the first quarter of every year, starting it like this sober, this refreshed, this mind clarity, waking up with no brain fog, like it really sets up my year for success. And I've really built, even with my State Farm agency, like every year we've gotten better, and I actually attribute a lot of that success to being so focused and in the game and just so in tune with everything I got going on because of this program every single year. So I appreciate you.
I know you grew up in the AV. Like, are you actually really reading? Are you actually reading?
Wow. Okay. Some of us are college educated, Ryan. Okay. Some of us actually went and graduated. Man. Okay.
Actually, what book are you reading right now?
Relentless.
Yeah.
Right. Relentless.
That's the same book he's been reading in the last 5 hard.
No, I have not. Ryan can't even commit to 1 year of doing this. So
I've done it.
So what are you doing right now, Ryan? Let's talk about your progress.
Hard, so we're fine.
He digresses. So right now, I actually just finished.
Commend you guys. I do, for sure.
Thank you, man.
I know we talk a lot of crap, but it's inspiring.
Yeah,
right?
It's so inspiring that you're going to do it with us next year.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm going to try.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Ryan's thing, yeah. I'll be there.
There's no trying.
Yeah, either you do or you don't.
It's like I'm in real estate. Like, you got to have a drink here and there. You're hanging out a little bit.
Well, we're not in real estate.
Yeah.
But we're boots on the ground real estate.
Yeah. It's funny. People ask that all the time, like, oh, it's going to be your birthday, or, oh, the Super Bowl. You're not drinking for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No. I don't.
Yeah.
You know? Or New Year's Day, you're not going to... No, it's what I do every single year.
Yeah.
You know?
Last year, I took off December. And I didn't drink for my birthday, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I was in 75 hard mode at the end of the year, and it was definitely difficult, but so rewarding at the same time. I ended up starting to drink again at the New Year's Eve party. Okay. The greatest New Year's Eve party ever.
Ryan ever had.
Yeah, I keep on looking at Ryan. Yeah, that New Year's party. But I'm telling you, pushing yourself to do those hard things and get through the birth dates and the big dates where you would normally get a drink, I think that's where the most growth comes through.
It shows like discipline. It actually shows that you care about yourself, right? So self-care is, for me, it's like they say, health is wealth. It's more true now than ever for me.
Sure.
And making sure that, you love yourself by doing this every single year. Like, if you don't love yourself, how can you love other people? You know what I mean? So I do this, number one, for my family, to make sure that as a family, as a unit, we're setting up ourselves for success for the new year.
Absolutely, and our kids are watching us, right?
100%. Especially your Migo's always watching you like a hawk.
Man, he definitely is, and he's doing his own version as well too. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty cool to see a couple weeks back. He did 84 hours of fasting, which was
just crazy.
Which he just like randomly sent me a text one night and said, "Hey, I'm going to start fasting tomorrow for 72 hours." And he just going to 84.
Didn't eat nothing.
Didn't eat anything. Just drink water.
Yeah.
And I asked him what it was for, expecting like an Instagram reel or something inspiring like that, but he actually quoted the Bible.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
asked him the same thing.
Matthew 4:4, and
thou shalt not eat, or what?
No,
what
just
is it?
To the temptation of turning rocks into bread.
Oh yeah.
And he has a relationship with God, and it's amazing to watch him on his journey and him push through his own mental toughness and barriers, and taking guidance from the number one guy.
Yeah.
If you ask Jacob who his father is, I think he's proud of me, but he's going to tell you that it's God.
Well, they thought I was his father at the party.
Brenda is pregnant.
Yeah.
So, is it yours? Is it mine?
She loves us all equally.
Shout out to Brenda Cervantes.
Oh, she's going to love that.
My Brandini. Christian, before we introduce our guest for this episode, let me ask you this. What is the most rewarding part after you're done with the 75 Hard Challenge?
The most rewarding part?
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's just to kind of to look back on it. Now, I remember when I first started, like I was talking about it constantly and always telling people, and everyone around me knew that I was on 75 Hard.
Why are you doing it?
Yeah. And now I'm just quiet about it, and I go about my business. I keep my head down. People are asking me like, "Oh, you're not drinking?" And I was like, "Yeah, dry January." Like, I kind of just try to disguise it because it's really something that I do for myself.
Yep.
And at one point, I think I was doing it for to tell everybody like, this is what I'm doing, blah 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 blah. Now it's definitely for myself. I love to see my growth in that short amount of time. And I mean, as I tell everybody, like, physically you see the changes, but the biggest changes come within.
Yeah.
And that's at the end of it, that's what I love.
So you're taking the humble approach. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Well said. Where's the music, Corn? Cue the music, man.
I am doing it to prove
Jeez,
everyone wrong. Because everyone's like, you're not drinking? Because, dude, we go
hard. It's a country song going on right now.
We go hard the other way, right? I feel like from October 31st, as soon as Halloween starts, through all the holidays and New Year's, like, we drink every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on, especially how social we are, and all of the events, all the community events, all the parties, all the festivities. Like, you're drinking every day. So for me, I do it to prove myself that, and to others, like, I am very, very disciplined. I can go one way but then turn a hard left and just not drink for, this year 60 days, but I've done it for 75.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably the hardest. I mean, I read normally, I try to eat, as best as I can, but for me, it is the alcohol. The alcohol is the challenge.
Okay, enough with you guys. Can we talk about our guests and me a little bit? All
right.
Like, we're still...
we're definitely not talking about Ryan.
Sorry.
All right. Actually, Ryan, you want to do us the honor and introduce our guest?
Do it.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, because I know you want the spotlight.
Yeah,
you want it to be about you.
It's fine. Jeez,
and the MVP.
I'm about to stay hard all year.
If only that was true. Okay.
Actually, real quick though, it is an inspiration. I know we joke. 5 years ago, I was talking a lot of stuff, right? But I look at it. It's been 5 years. That's crazy. I
This is
can't
our
believe
5th year.
it.
We're doing it.
So kudos to you guys.
Look at the skin, dude. Look. It's.
Bro, you look older than me, dude.
No,
What's going
the
on
lies.
right now?
The lies, Ryan. We're going to
Come
continue.
on, man. That's
All
the
right.
AV life right there. Man.
All right, well, without further ado, let's introduce Jerrid Hittleman. Thank you for being on our episode.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little about yourself, brother.
Well, first of all, before I start, just watching you guys is just like, it's like I'm sitting in a podcast, but it's like I'm listening to a podcast. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like an existential,
It's like surreal
experience.
We got a vibe going on over here.
Yeah, it's like no wonder you guys don't need to edit. It's just so natural, just like coming out. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
A little bit about myself. I hate that question. I mean, what do you want? I love long walks on the beach.
This is certainly Ryan's guest.
What am I
hold
gonna say?
hands? What are you guys doing?
We kind of look alike, right? A little bit.
No, it's not.
Don't disrespect
Jerrid is way better looking than you
Wow.
are.
Oh, jeez.
Damn. I'm number 4 on the show.
At least 20 years younger, too, dude.
I mean, a little bit about myself. So I'm a business owner out here in Santa Clarita. I've had my business for about 6 years now. I do printing and embroidery for businesses and brands. You guys were talking about 75 hard. I've never done 75 hard, but I have a lot of friends that have done it.
Okay.
And, they always talk about, keep people in your circle that you want to aspire to be like. You know, your top 5 friends is like who you're going to be in the next 5 years or something like that. And one of my buddies, he runs marathons, and he's crazy. Like, he just did that. What's that thing in Vegas? The High Rocks or something? Have you heard that thing where you go there and it's just this crazy...
It's a marathon in Vegas?
It's a marathon mixed with like a bunch of like physical like weightlifting, and it's like CrossFitters on steroids basically.
Wow.
And he's crazy, but a little bit of that rubbed off on me on my 29th birthday in January 5th. I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
I ran a half marathon in my backyard, basically. Like, so I've been running.
How big is your yard?
No. So,
Hold on. Hey.
subtle flex. I'm a millionaire or some shit. Yeah, so I got this.
Where do you live?
Glad you asked, Ryan. I have a 30,000 square foot compound.
This guy sold me. He got a really nice commission.
Hey. That's my boy right here. Man.
No, but like I live right next to like Valley College, that area. So I one day I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm almost 30. I'm like, I don't want to get old. Like it's today or nothing. It's today or never. And up until that point, I'd done like 10 miles and I died. So I'm still feeling it.
Yeah.
A month later.
Wow.
Like
This was this year.
It's only a half marathon.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
even imagine how people do full marathons. How people do like they have those ultra marathons. They're like 30 miles long.
Yeah, 100 miles
Yeah,
sometimes.
they're 100 miles.
Yeah.
Like that's just
I think
ridiculous.
the actual definition of an ultra is, I think, 50 miles
50,
plus, something like that, yeah.
It's insanity.
Speaking of marathons,
I know, I was just
do you
gonna
have
say.
one?
This
Buffalo-
is Mr. Marathon.
Buffalo
right
Bill
here.
over here?
Wow. No, I don't want to talk about that
Take
right
your
now.
shirt off. Show them. I want to say something about him real quick, and he knows this story. When he ran his marathon, what was that, 10 years ago?
2015.
I don't remember what it was. I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
I'm on social media, and I see this guy,
Are you
Christian.
out of the dark place?
Oh, yeah, we're doing good now.
Okay.
Sometimes. But when you ran that marathon, it was an inspiration. I don't think you meant to inspire. I don't know what it was, but I saw your journey from getting in shape to running, and I was like, damn, like, maybe I could do that. 10 years later, I still haven't done it. But
Christian showed me that picture and it's blurry. I'm like,
Bro.
that's not you, bro.
Dude.
That was if he had
That guy.
AI back then.
That's exactly what it would be, right?
hey, that guy, he was a buffalo.
I still don't believe that was
I
him.
know.
But yeah,
That story will always
if
live
that
with me
was you,
forever.
you kind of look good in that
Yeah.
picture, bro.
Thank you. I think.
And how many of you ran? You ran...
No, I ran one.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to run this one this year. I've been training for it. I've only got up to 10 miles, truth be told. And we've run into a little snag along the way, we say. The LA Marathon is sold out.
What?
Is sold
You're not
out.
doing it now?
That's a real thing.
Well, I have my people, because we have a tribe, working on trying to get my son and I tickets. We've been training since
You
January
can't just
1.
show up?
No.
That's what our buddy Tamer says.
You want the pin with the number?
Yeah, just show up.
I'll make it for you. Yeah, just show up.
Shout
right?
out to Big Tam.
Yeah.
Just show up.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. So we're gonna figure that out. And at the
Just
end
do
of
a marathon in your backyard like Jerrid.
I was gonna say
You can use my back.
You want to put your address out there?
I was gonna say at the end of the day, my son and I will just head out the front door and we will run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I like that.
That's our mentality as Buffalo.
Come to the Ridge. We could run at the Ridge.
There we go.
All right, let's go back to Jerrid, brother.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So I know that you own a successful custom apparel business. Dude, what inspired you to get into that field and that industry?
You know, I don't know if anything inspired me. It was kind of a fluke, honestly, that I ended up in that industry.
We like flukes. Ryan's here.
I kind of see the dynamic now. The punching bag, the front man. It's two punching bags and a guy that can talk really well. I mean, long story short, you know, right out of high school, I was working a job with adults with disabilities. I was basically like a glorified, you know, caretaker, taking them out into the community, taking them to volunteer sites. You know, you didn't need a degree to do it. It paid relatively well, especially with someone that didn't go to college like Ryan.
You beat me to the punch. Are you describing Ryan right now?
I did go to LA Valley College.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah,
You did?
for
Okay.
sure. I did.
Played football.
I did play football. Yeah.
That's his claim to fame, by the way.
Listen, hey,
That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
I didn't go to college either. I didn't finish college, so you don't need college to fail. We're both
There's only
You
one
and
person in this
Kanye.
room that went to college.
You guys and
okay?
Kanye.
But yeah, so I was working that job, and you know, long story short, I looked around and I said, you know, I don't know what I want to do. I was going to college, and I changed my major like 3 times, and you know, we had a family friend in the car business who I bought my Honda Civic from, and I was like, you know what? Get me out of here. I'm just gonna sell cars. I'll learn how to do it. I grew up going to swap meets with my dad. We sold like contracting supplies, rope tape, the Pomona swap meet. And you know,
Pomona swap meet,
swap
man.
meet, yeah.
That's a big one, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a big
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, no, it was
massive.
It was crazy. You know, we'd sleep overnight, wake up, it's cold as hell, fucking use a porta potty, and then you know try to learn how to speak Spanish while I'm selling all this stuff to contractors.
No hablas español.
Un poquito. Yo tomé la clase de español por 3 años en la escuela.
That's
yo
more than
entiendo.
Ryan.
Hace 10 años más o menos, you know.
Más o menos. Me
Más
gusta.
o menos, sí.
All right.
Wow. You know,
but,
I'm 1/16, just so you know.
I don't think that's enough for any type of scholarship. So no one needed.
It's the grant program.
Oh shit! But here, let me tell my story. Okay, so I call him up. I'm like, get me into the car business. I'll sell cars. I'll learn how to. And he's like, he was leaving the car business because you know where he was working, they were asking him to do some shady stuff, and you know he was also going through a divorce at the time, and he was going through a lot in his life. And he started working for a buddy on Ventura Boulevard over there in Tarzana that you know did printing, embroidery, and he's been in the game for like 30 years. He said, why don't you come on down here, you know, work here, and if you like it, you know, maybe we can do our own thing. So I went down there and I worked for like maybe half a year for free, learned the ins and outs of the business. And one day I just remember we were sitting in the Habit Burger, and I was like, okay, I think I want to do this, but you know, I'm not ready to quit my job yet. Like I'll just do it part-time until the income replaces my full-time income, and then it's like, you know, we'll do it like full-time. And he looked me dead in the eyes. He's like, look, if we're gonna go into business together, it's all or nothing. Like I need you here 100% of the time. Like it's a commitment.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Ask Ryan about commitments.
I am very
every second
committed.
I say anything, it's like let's beat Brian.
That's exactly right.
Hey, don't worry, I'm an MVP. Very committed over here.
Oh man. But yeah, so I worked there, and you know, I quit my job. I put my 2 weeks in, and then we opened up a place here in Santa Clarita, right next to COC, in between COC and Cal Arts. And it's crazy, dude. Our first month in business, actually the first week, our grand opening was 2019, February. That first week, this guy was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I was telling you, like
that's a death sentence.
it is a death sentence.
Yeah.
So imagine like quit my job.
Yeah.
You know, I got a little bit of money in the bank. We just signed a lease for like it's like $2,000 a month. I've got no clientele. And this guy
Was
that
this your
gonna-
business, the one you have up here?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
spot
So
up here?
so no, it's a different spot.
Oh.
But basically, you know, we signed the lease, and like he was just taken out of the game instantly. And he was
poor
supposed
guy.
to teach me
Man.
because he had a really successful business back in the day. It was called Cell Asylum. And he basically sold, like Bill Clinton was his customer. Like this guy was crazy back in the day.
Okay.
And he was going to teach me how to run this business. And, you know, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He lasted about a year and a half
Man.
after that. But, you know, it's like he's coming in and he's not all there, right?
Yeah.
Like he's getting all his affairs in order. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to fucking sell shirts, you know, and get clientele. And, you know, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life is make it through that time. And then COVID hit, right? So
another challenging time.
Then another challenge. So, you know, my business partner is dying. COVID hits. I've got the only time I've ever been pulled over by a police officer is because I couldn't afford to pay the registration on my car. Like on the way to work in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, that's how bad it was. I couldn't afford no one can afford registration in California. But, I mean, you know.
I got a Tesla. Isn't it?
Man, so you're just taking him off the chin at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've survived. I mean, I think my biggest strength is just, you know, being so hard-headed not to give up.
Yeah.
You know,
Perseverance, man.
If you can make it through that, you know, you can make it through anything.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah. So that's kind of
that's great. Now,
Cliff Notes.
Would you say like a lot of other local entrepreneurs and business owners would say that the pandemic like swayed one way or another?
In terms of like
did it go the right way for you? Did the pandemic actually help your business?
So I would say yes and no. That's a little gray, but I would say yes in the sense that, you know, it gave me time to figure out, you know, before the show we were talking about, a lot of my business came from Instagram.
Okay.
And, you know, when COVID hit, everyone was inside. All they could do was be on their phone.
Right.
So that's kind of like the birthplace of where, you know, I started learning how to make videos and get myself out there, learn a little bit about, like, you know, Instagram ads. And, you know, I made a decent amount of money during COVID just from, you know, clothing brand owners reaching out to me and, you know, just, yeah, I would say that was probably the pro. The con is obviously, you know, COVID. It was scary.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was like, can I even, like, people were like, you know, is chastising the right word? Like, why are you open? Like, you know,
Sure.
it's like, you know, the government doesn't pay my bills.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm sitting here trying to sell shirts while people are like hoarding toilet paper. You know?
Oh, the toilet paper.
Remember that? Toilet paper at Camping World once.
Yeah. But then I got into the masks too, like, you know, the custom printed masks. Like, you just adapt.
Yeah.
You adapt. Even right now.
Yeah, you pivoted, man. Good for you.
Exactly.
I was gonna ask you, when you say Instagram, what did you do to start?
You know, so, you know, it's uncomfortable, right, to show your face, but I just started talking. Like, I was more consistent than I am now, but I was just on there every day, just talking on my story. This is what we're doing. This is who we're, you know, making merch for today. You know, I learned how to edit some videos, some cool reels that, you know, I can just promote. And it was like the first time, like, it's like I discovered fire. I made a cool video of a shirt printing. I threw some money into it, and it's like, it was so easy back then just to not know what you were doing and get results just by, you know.
Okay. Now, are you able to bring out some of your creative side with this as well? Like, do you do any custom pieces that, you know, people reach out to you and say, "Hey, I have a brand that I want to develop. Could you help me with the creative?"
Yeah, look, I mean, I've got people all the time that reach out, and I tell people, full disclosure, I'm not an artist.
Okay.
You know, by trade, I'm not an artist. I don't know how to draw. I suck at drawing. I hire artists, and sometimes people don't like to hear that. They expect to reach out and be like, "Oh, you can't just make me something," you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've got a few like designers working for me, but, you know, creativity aspect, you know, not really. You know, I'm selling shirts, bro.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
There's nothing really, you know, creative about that in terms of.
Well, creative
you know.
is the process of selling as well.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's
I
not so
mean-
much the artistic part.
I would say the most creative thing I'm doing right now is kind of that new page that I started in a partnership with Warehouse Number 2.
Okay.
That's secret.scv.
Which is actually how we met.
Yeah, exactly. Derek over there at Warehouse Number 2. But, you know, I'm going around, just like I learned how to take videos of my own business, you know, which, you know, people can only watch shirt printing for so long. You know, you can only make that interesting for so long.
Right.
We're going around to local businesses right now, and, you know, we're filming, you know, videos, like, you know, different food places, different places, like things to do in Santa Clarita. And, you know, that's been really taking off, and that's kind of, you know, right now as business owners, everyone's feeling these swells, right? Like, I'm calling up like across industries, you know, people are slow one week, busy the next, and it just flatline. Like, it's very hard to predict right now, you know, when the business is coming in. So that's kind of where this came from, where it's like, well, you know, it's a game of attrition, right? It's always been a game of eyeballs, a game of attrition. So right now we're going around to places, you know, we're capitalizing on our strength, my strength of, you know, talking, filming these videos.
You like to talk.
I mean, I'll do it, you know.
Well, you adapt. I think like any business owner, we talk about that all the time. Just show up and you have to adapt, whether it's COVID or whatever it may be.
Right.
But that's the new strategy for me, using that you know, natural talent that I have of creating these videos and talking. You know,
What's my
but also,
natural talent?
but you know, these you know, this local business, this mom and pop shop, just like they sent me this message before the show, like, you know, we had 3 record days this last week because of your video. They even showed me all the analytics. Their Yelp spiked, everything. So I feel really good about that. And they want to print with me. So it's kind of a win-win.
So what you're doing there is you're bringing value to the people that do business with you.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%. I'm taking care of them. If you're letting me come in, and then you're paying me to do these videos, like I'm gonna hook you up on your merch and stuff. There's not enough community building. There's not enough, there's enough business out there for everybody.
100%.
It's like if we just work together,
But what you're doing, Christian and I always talk about this, is that if you bring value to the people you do anything with, network with, do business, whatever the case may be, as long as you're bringing value,
100%.
The business will take care of itself. The money will come as long as at the forefront you're bringing value. You're empowering other people to do better, bigger. Yes,
absolutely.
You do it every day with the stairs, dude.
Every day.
I want him to talk about just a little bit your neighbor Hista story, because I think that's empowering, and I think it's something that should be told. They're a small business out here, and just share a little bit about that.
Yeah, Neighborista. That was actually the first video that that we did for a restaurant, and I went in there, super nice people, and I was fully prepared to pay for the meal, right? We're doing this to help you guys out, do a little test subject video. And it just blew up. I asked them what's something iconic on your menu that you want to show off, and it was that horchata French toast that everyone's dying to try now.
You said Neighborista?
Yeah,
Neighborista. Yeah.
First, before you keep, what is Neighborista?
It's like a breakfast spot.
Out in Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
it's
they
online.
do coffee.
Okay.
And I was.
Well, shout out to Neighborista.
Yeah,
Let's get him on the podcast too.
He's solid.
Okay.
They make their own creamers in house too.
Yeah.
That's their claim to fame. Their jams.
They got
do
that
fresh
coffee,
pastries.
right? The Mexican
coffee right there. Okay.
Coffee's out of control.
Horchata French
It's
toast.
bomb.
Exactly.
It's so good.
Let's get him.
Yeah,
Right
we
now,
can
this video is at 200,000 views,
Wow.
11,000 shares, and it keeps climbing. And they sent me this message they want me to do something for their Studio City location.
And you help them create this content.
Yeah. So I'm not a social media manager right now. No, this is all on my page. We collaborate on the reels, but these business owners, especially, I don't want to, a little older, they're not in touch with social media.
Sure. Well, he's my age, but
He is 20 years
not
younger than
him.
you.
Not him. The owner of Neighborista. Not him.
Hold on. There's an old dude with a beard there. Is he?
Yeah, that's him.
That's your.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. Let me stop talking.
Tell them you're being kind of humble. How many more followers did that?
So they
get
said they
after
got
this video?
about 1,000 new followers from that
That's
video.
huge.
Yeah.
And I'm not an analytic guy, but my buddy Derek is, and we were just crunching the numbers. If only, because in a business sense, in a perfect world doesn't exist.
That's huge, dude.
Yeah.
You're able to bring that's enormous amount of
Oh
value.
yeah, even if 10 out of those 1,000
Sure.
go,
1,000 new
it's
followers?
10 people are going there, and then even if 5 kept going, it's worth.
Yeah, so we're gonna collaborate on Instagram for sure.
He's got 300 followers. He needs.
Beautiful.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the latest that we're doing out there in the community, and like I said, it's a symbiotic relationship, and everybody's winning right now.
I love that, dude.
Beautiful.
You're doing some big name drops in terms of the kind of companies you've worked for in the past. Can you name drop on our podcast and maybe share the experiences of working with those companies?
Yeah, look.
Don't be shy.
I like to be humble, because the truth is these big companies don't pay my bills. It's the blue collar stuff I do, the uniforms, high volume. That's what's paying my bills. What I've done stuff for American Idol. I've done stuff for NutriBullet, NCIS. Before all the filming in Los Angeles went away, I've done a bunch of stuff for them. I've done the Mayans. They filmed in my building, and I've done stuff for their stuff.
Costco.
Costco. They've done uniforms with me. But it's kind of like Pawn Stars. You never know what's going to walk through the door. I work with Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver. He's one of my customers. I help run his online store. Like you said, you just adapt, and it's all these opportunities that come my way, and it's been a lot of word of mouth. That's how I've gotten a lot of that.
I think anytime you could shed light on other businesses, it brings more light to your business, right? And I think
100%.
a lot of people don't really understand that. They want to just promote their business, but if you help others, and we talk about this all the time, it's only going to bring more eyes to your business.
Well,
right?
and that's what I was telling these business owners. It's like me, I'm getting on the camera. It's like, no, they're going to get tired of me selling shirts all the time. I think it helps to have a third party come in and show them the experience, where it's not a used car salesman. Come on down to Neighborista, located conveniently off the I-5. We got French toast. We got, no one wants to see that.
There's a lot of real estate agents that sound like that, right?
SCV MVP.
We got a house for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
No, because you see that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Just people it's a little bit of cheese, but you got to embrace the cheese, right?
Exactly.
A little bit.
Jerrid, I love how young you are, dude. You're obviously a go-getter and an entrepreneur, brother. What advice would you give other aspiring entrepreneurs, that are maybe a little younger than you, maybe the high schooler? I know we call them the Buffalo. But Christian here does a lot of good work with our local youth and high schools, young men of tomorrow.
Men of tomorrow.
Yeah. So if we had that group of young men here, and probably a lot of them are aspiring entrepreneurs in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah? What advice would you give them as a young entrepreneur yourself?
Crazy. There's a lot. I don't want to sound like some crazy Gary Vee guru here.
Who doesn't like Gary Vee?
I love Gary Vee.
But
like realistic advice, it's like something you think's gonna happen in 5 years. Like think about 10 years, right?
Okay.
Like, and if you think you're young, like you're saying I'm young, right? These guys are really young.
They're really young. Yeah.
They're really young, and it's like you have time to try something and not be good at it. And like you might find success early on, but just like me, like in business, you have your ups and downs, and it's like just understand like if you show up every day and you can rely on yourself to you trust yourself, then it doesn't matter what happens. Like you're gonna stay in the game, and something's gonna happen. Like the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Create your own luck,
Totally
right?
sound like Gary Vee, by the way.
How old are you?
I think just show up. I mean, the Buffalo says it all the time. Just show up.
Just show up.
Just show
brother.
up.
So how come you? No. And if I'm being about right on this episode,
It's okay. I like it.
We'll save it for the next episode. What's
Let's
next
talk
for
about
you?
me.
God, this guy. What's next for you, brother? So now it sounds like you're conquering, the custom apparel business.
Yeah.
What's next for you? Are you taking this to another location? Are you expanding to another industry? What's next?
I think what's next is I want to keep focusing on these videos because it's not just about like selling people my services to make videos for their business. I'm trying to create a community where like have you ever sat there one day and you're just like I don't know what there is to do in LA or I'm bored. What is there to do? Like that's kind of my vision here. And I think, like I said, it's a game of eyeballs. It's a game of building trust with your audience. And it's like once we build this platform, and then it's like putting events on. It's really making the Santa Clarita community thrive.
Okay.
These small businesses, that maybe they don't know how to gain their own traffic. I'd love to have events, food truck events, small business events where it's like, just leave the driving the traffic to me. And you guys show up and
Let's definitely. That's right up my alley, brother. I'd love to partner with you on something like that.
Yeah,
Let's do it, dude.
That's
Talk about
basically
that
it.
video
Which
where
one?
you were promoting your business, where you were dressed with the red hair or whatever.
Oh my god! So look, okay. So I've gotten to the point where I just don't, I care to a certain extent, but like I'll get on camera and I'll just do stuff where it's like, I threw a wig on,
Attention.
right? I did this Valentine's video. Where it's like I'm acting like a girl. I'm comfortable.
That was
bro.
about
like,
you were promoting you.
Yeah, I was
right?
part of my
Yeah,
video.
that's
Like I
cool.
was like a girl that was like, oh, your boyfriend got her a shirt from a place that was not Drip House Prints, my business, and it's like she did not accept
If you
it.
need that role next time, my boy.
Yeah. Okay, I need some cross dressers.
He's really good
You're
at
a
it.
cross dresser. Reach out to me.
Hey.
I'm not even gonna say anything on that subject.
Yeah. But going
I'll
back
do
to the advice though, like if I'm gonna give like a young guy advice, it's like people forget. Like I don't mind doing quote unquote embarrassing things because people are so self-absorbed that like they might look at you and go, what is this guy? Why do I care that someone 10 years ago in high school watching my videos or looking and judging me?
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay my bills either. The government doesn't pay my bills.
Yeah.
These people from high school don't pay my bills. But guess what? Someone watching me cross-dress on Instagram, they might pay my bills one day.
That's the
Especially
title
now.
of this episode. You don't pay my bills.
Yeah, exactly. But don't worry too much about what other people are thinking because if you think it's going to be embarrassing, they're going to forget about it in 5 minutes, and then it's all about attention. It's
I think
grabbing
that's
that
key.
attention.
Yeah.
People care too much when people think, right? You just got to go out and do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm probably a prime example of that.
I was gonna say, Ryan, I'm glad you said it. Self-reflection, Ryan. Good job, bud.
Now let's talk about me. No, I think we connected basically. I started off in graphic design. I wasn't a great artist. Somehow I fell into real estate. This journey just ended up somehow. But I go back to just graphic design and just the principles that I use in graphic design, like helping people, starting with nothing. It transfers into real estate. And I look at it today and I'm like, maybe I had to go through that to get where we are today.
Oh,
Maybe you
100%.
had to go through those tough times to be where you are today, which is just the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome, bro. Jerrid, thank you so much
No,
for being
I
on
have
this.
stuff.
You have more stuff to
to
go.
give away.
Oh.
Yes.
You're going to wait to the
Okay.
last minute, second? What are we doing?
No, we're doing it right now.
Let's go. What do you have?
So there's here, you give them out. So we teamed up. We
Okay.
collaborated.
Okay.
This is the best sweatshirt, and I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit.
Oh, sure. This is the best sweatshirt.
You've ever created.
Giving these out on the
SCV
podcast. This one's for my Buffalo.
All right.
Actually, are you a large?
Extra large, please.
Extra large. This is
Extra
for my.
large.
Oh, okay.
This is for my insurance guy.
There we go. Okay.
Can you wear it?
The
You have to
insurance
wear
guy.
it.
Of course, I wear this proudly, brother. Let's go.
There you
This
go.
is for my
love
Buffalo.
it.
This is Buffalo approved.
Thank you.
Okay.
You
And
know
if
I'll
you
wear
look
it.
at the quality, right? Because we talk about this
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
This is good quality.
It's
stuff.
good quality.
So, like, yeah, a little backstory. Look, I can do the cheapest things in the industry. I can do the most expensive. When people come into my shop, you know, I like to recommend things that I personally wear. And the shirts that he bought, I'm wearing a shirt right now that he bought. Those hoodies, I wear those hoodies.
It's not my shirt.
Yeah, I'm not wearing your shirt. That'd be a little weird.
No, but the thing I liked about him is you go through a store, you can pick the different garments, right?
Yeah.
You can walk through, you can pick this shirt, that shirt. It's not just like this is all we have. It's a pretty cool experience.
Exactly.
You know?
And even the people out of state that can't, come into my store, it's like I hope to build a relationship where it's like, look, let's be real. People are gonna wear this shirt. You know, they're you like this style of shirt. You're not gonna want anything else except this. Like, I just want to limit any possibility that they're gonna get something that these people aren't gonna wear. And I'm budget conscious, but if it costs $1 or $2 more per garment to get something you're actually gonna wear,
Go for
that's
it. Yep.
exactly.
How many times did Ryan ask you for a discount, though?
Well, I was just gonna bring that up. I was just gonna bring that up.
How many times did you have to ask him to pay?
Wow. Actually, has he done it?
Yeah. He makes you pay in advance.
Oh yeah.
I would, especially when dealing with Ryan.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to. I've had people when
Wait,
when
you
you're-
have to just with me or
No. Well, look, in the beginning, it's like you do a custom product. Like, let's say he didn't want these. Like, no one wants these MVP
What?
sweatshirts. I can't sell these.
Corey, Tam, these are for you too. Wow, look at this.
You're gonna see these at the swap meet or something.
Pomona swap
The Pomona swap meet.
People
Full
at swap
circle.
meets buy houses. They buy houses. No, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
We've all gotten stuff before, but the quality is just really
I appreciate it.
professional, and it's very good. And he's got a whole setup, and it's nice. So just thank you again, man.
Alrighty. Good.
Local.
Great sweater. Great
This
logo.
episode sponsored
There,
by...
there you go. Will you pay for the episode? Well,
no.
Another
No.
We're going to click that in advance. Got it. Jared, great tip. You want to sign us off, MVP?
Let's have the Buffalo send us
Oh,
off.
Buffalo.
I don't even know how.
Let me show
You
him.
got to learn quick. Yeah, learn quick.
Show me how.
Go.
No, please. I don't want to take your job.
I don't even know what episode this is.
It does
I'm
not
grateful
matter.
for this. I think what we learned is you just got to do it.
Let's
right?
go.
And do it with
Show
the
up.
SCV MVP
And-
Elite Podcast. We got
And we're out. Jared, thanks so much, man.
Of course. Thank you.
We're out.